what led to your purchase of OVW and what plans do you have for it for the future?
What led to my purchase of OVW was really timing. Danny Davis and I were discussing the future, and he was talking about how he was ready to retire. He had already bought a home in Clearwater, Florida, and one thing led to another, and we kind of came to the agreement that I would purchase it from him, and I'm excited. I really am. My plans for the future are to rebuild it. The bones are there, the structure's there. The television is still existing, it's still there. We're 25 episodes away from the 1,000th episode of television continuously. So I think only Raw is, as far as a wrestling program, has been on longer than OVW. And I want to build it back up, both the school, which I can do, and the actual promotion side of it to where it was when I was there the first time with WWE, prior to WWE severing their ties and moving everybody to Florida. That last year we ran 186 live events. I don't think very many people know that. 52 of those were television tapings. That means 134 of those were live events. And we did an average attendance of nearly 400 people at each event for 134 events. I think that's pretty respectful. And it's my hope and my goal to build it back up to where we're running on that kind of a basis again, and giving young wrestlers an opportunity to not just go out and have a match, but go out and truly work in a functioning, independently operated territory where they can get that type of experience working on TV, understanding how that TV presentation relates to how they can motivate and draw an audience at those live events, what they can and cannot do, and what works and doesn't work for them, to build that audience and make it bigger to where they can now make more money at those events, to where they can now capitalize on their efforts in the ring, to where they can now merchandise themselves and sell their merch at those shows and on TV, and those are opportunities for experiences that you just can't get pretty much anywhere these days. It would be probably one of the singular place that you could do that, and get learn skills that would prepare you for when you do have an opportunity on a national and international level to take full advantage of those, and not just go be another cog in the wheel, but truly have an opportunity to be a star and draw some money.
How are you going to manage all that on your own, because you have all these schools all over the world?
I'm not doing it on my own. I'm going to have a staff of people. I've already got 2 guys that are there right now running TV for me this evening, since I can't be there, and I'm going to get trainers, experienced trainers. I treat the wrestling schools much like you would assume that you should be treated, like you would go to a university. You pay your tuition to go to a university, and let's say it's for accounting. You pay your tuition, and you're like, hey, that's, I'm ready to go. Who's my professor? Oh, he's really good. Oh yeah, okay, well, what's he done? Where's he been? What companies does he work for? Well, he's not really been anywhere. He was the top of his class, and he's just worked for us. And he was so good that we've had him do some of the accounting for us here at the school, and we've had him start to teach everybody else. So wait a minute, you're telling me that he's not actually went anywhere? He's not had any real world experience? He's not actually been in an employment situation where he's made mistakes that he can then come back and tell me so that I can avoid those same pitfalls? And what am I paying the tuition for to learn from him? And that's what happens with a lot of these wrestling schools, is that a wrestler will go through the school, And no matter what the length of time, he doesn't have a real quantifiable amount of experience, but now he's teaching other potential, future students how to be professional wrestlers. So he himself doesn't have an adequate grasp or understanding of what it is he's teaching. Now the guys he's teaching have even less, and it starts to get watered down further and further. So the biggest thing I want to try to get for the school is people who have a certain amount of experience to where they can communicate that and teach that to the students.
And will you have individual promoters you're working with in the various towns promoting your product for all those house shows you're talking about?
Somehow, that was a lot of the way that, territories used to operate was, you'd have X number of towns and you would promote those towns, they'd be yours, but because I had the TV and the roster and the talent, then I'd send you those and we'd work out the deal financially to where you were compensated for the work that you did. And some of those towns I'll do that with, and then some of those towns I'll have a marketing agent that I'm going to employ to go out and do those towns on my own.
You obviously have OVW now, so I guess your main school is going to be there.
The main school will be there. I still have 4 affiliate schools, Al Snow's Wrestling Academy, or ASWA, in Sussex, London, Cheshire, and the Midlands in the UK. And then I have 1 in Romania, 1 in Denmark, 1 in Portugal, 1 in Greece, and 1 in Chile, in Santiago, and I'm going over in June because we're going to open one up in Concepcion.
How do you have any free time?
I don't have a whole lot right now. So I'm kind of.
What does your wife think of all these projects?
My wife's awesome. She really truly is. I'm not just saying that to put her over. She's the best, and she she understands, and I make an effort when I'm home to be with her and make up for time, but just sometimes recently in the last few weeks it's been pretty hairy because I've just been I've been going literally every day. I've either traveling somewhere or I'm doing something with OVW or I'm getting involved with boxing events and in that too, because why not? I'm just
as a promoter.
Yeah, so why not have more? I'm not going to box. Are you out of your mind? It's like that's not going to happen. I did that. I did stuff like that years ago. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how tough you are. Nobody likes to get hit in the face, and I don't either. So I'm not going to stand there and do boxing. I'll promote it. I'll produce it, but I'm not gonna get in the ring.
Are those events going to be in Kentucky?
Yeah.
At the OVW arena?
We'll have some of the amateur shows at the OVW arena and then some of the bigger shows at some other venues.